Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. My name is Helena Kilburn, and I will be presenting on behalf of my group on our research regarding navigating a circular economy transition, looking at the workforce implications and the impact on GHG emissions. Quickly, what we will cover tonight is an introduction looking at our client, the engagement, and the research methods. Then we will look independently at both Task 1 and Task 2's key findings and implementation recommendations, and then close with some final remarks about the impact that these recommendations could have on the economy and the climate. Our client this semester was the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which is a nonprofit and a leading voice in advocating for a circular economy. A circular economy, as they define it, is a system where materials never become waste and nature is regenerated. In a circular economy, products and materials are kept in circulation. As the Ellen MacArthur Foundation expands to the US, they were primarily interested in two different topics. The first was understanding the impact of a circular economy transition on the workforce. This looked at equity concerns as well as upskilling, which would be the education and training needed for the professional workforce to have the skills needed in this new market. This question focused on large multinational corporations across finance, technology, and the built environment. The second question was the impact of circularity on greenhouse gas emissions and the gaps in accounting methodologies and technologies for this impact. Both tasks followed similar research methods. They both conducted landscape analyses where they looked at the foundational information for their topic, blockers, and pre-existing solutions. They then verified this research with interviews with industry experts to confirm the blockers and solutions they had found and also gain access to new resources. Finally, both groups were able to apply these findings to increasingly specific and appropriate segments. Both groups relied on data for their analyses, with Task 1 focusing on data concerning upskilling methods, circular economy skills, certifications, and academic collaborations. Task 2 looked at data concerning the GHG landscape, current corporate reporting, and decarbonization solutions. Diving into Task 1. Through this research that we just covered, Task 1 had 5 key findings. The first is that there are significant skill set gaps across multiple levels when it comes to circularity. One example of a skill set gap could be a lack of understanding of recycling methodologies for end of life, or maybe a chance for more understanding around the importance of materials that are going to be durable. The second key finding was need for leadership buy-in across every stage of implementing circularity within the current US market. Thirdly, the importance of collaboration, both within an organization and between organizations when it comes to upskilling the workforce. The fourth key finding was the importance of customization, as ultimately every solution is going to need to be uniformly applicable, but also customizable for professionals and every industry and company. Finally, is the importance of alignment with the digital transformation. We see this digital transformation every day, and we expect it to grow exponentially. And the alignment with this will be not only a necessity, but also a huge opportunity. There were 3 key areas of implementations and specific recommendations from Task 1. The first area was education, with recommendations such as developing and publishing insights, videos, and interviews concerning this transition, as well as developing executive and HR training specifically for the workforce upskilling. The second area of implementation was around how to get started with this process. So potentially the development of domain-specific circular economy checklists or the promotion of circular economy champions within any given organization. Finally, the importance of data and consulting in order to have innovative solutions for implementing this upskilling in the current economy. This could look like the utilization of AI to capture landscape changes, or the creation of a circular economy leadership maturity index to give comparability across companies and industries in this space. For task 2, the foundation of the findings of task 2 was a gap identification of what stands in the way of accounting for the impact of circularity on greenhouse gas emissions. The first gap identified is an absence of prescriptive frameworks and guidance that we tend to see across other greenhouse gas accounting. Secondly, the solutions that are on the market are very early stage, thus lacking standardization or accessibility. Thirdly, the solutions that are on the market tend to be cost prohibitive, presenting financial impediments to accounting for the impact of circular economy on greenhouse gas emissions. Similar to task 1, task 2 has 3 thematic recommendations. The first is leveraging partnerships to drive standardization of accounting and reporting. This could look like serving on an advisory committee or participating in a public comment period. The second is the unification of circularity accounting solutions that are enabled by complete data. This could come to fruition through collaboration with professional organizations and firms, or partnering with academic researchers. Third and final is the utilization of funding opportunities to enable a technological circular economy accounting. This would primarily be driven by the creation of a financial resource database for organizations that is specifically marked to fund this type of accounting. In closing, I would like to highlight that both of these tasks represent gaps to the implementation of a circular economy in the U.S. market. By solving for both of these through the research completed here, we are providing practical and clear directives on upskilling and the accounting gaps within the market. By solving for these 2 issues, we can move towards a more circular economy and enable a more equitable and decarbonized future. Thank you to everyone here for listening, and thank you to my group and to Chandler for this great research opportunity this semester. I'll open it up to questions.
Hi, thank you so much for that presentation. I'm curious on the implementation piece. Did you find any industries in particular would be most important to kind of target first with the type of circularity initiative? And if so, is that based on the impact of that industry or having infrastructure readily available?
That's a great question, and I'm so glad you asked. So the 3 industries highlighted, finance, technology, and the built environment, were chosen very intentionally in a collaborative effort between the client and our researchers. This really looked at where there was the most opportunity to grow, so the largest impact and also the lowest bar to entry currently. Some industries that you'll see have some training around this, but it was those 3 that really stood out to both the client and our researchers as being very impactful if circular economy practices could be scaled within them.